Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 445 of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games. I'm one of your hosts, Amy K. Alexander, and I'm joined this week by the one with the barren room, the robbed one. It's Daffy Moody.
Howdly doodly do, everybody. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's Moody's last time. All hail video games. Hallelujah.
You keep saying it and not qualifying that he's coming back. I'm starting to think it's his trick and he's not coming back.
Yeah, I think he's been rumbled.
Like, he knows that, like, you can just tell me, right? Like...
Oh, he's just gonna Irish goodbye.
I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know if he's trying to make me less mad, but I would definitely be more mad if he left and never came back and didn't bother telling me, than if he just said, "By the way, I'm out." I'd be like, "Well, that's sad, but okay." Whereas
I'm not having any protests coming from him either, so maybe we've
he's just like, damn, damn, they got me. Like, I've had to mute myself so I don't incriminate myself.
I would have got away with it if it weren't for that meddling games.
I would have got away with it too, but she's too good. She's too good at these investigations.
Those damn kids.
You're the youngest one here. You're the damn
Maybe
kid.
definitely press X to doubt on that one.
And we're also joined this week by the only boy himself. It's Vitz Patel.
What's good, everybody? How are we all doing?
You know how, like, when I do the lone wolf thing and you go, "Oh," you know, when I do Only Boy, why don't you go, "Oh"? Because, like, that's what that game's for. That's what from that game where you drown in quicksand all the time.
Oh, but the Honey Boy incident, I suppose, yeah, that's true. What I should do is I should go back. I should go back in the stream for when I die from quicksand and just clip that soundbite out.
Yeah.
Wait, you're saying honey?
Yeah, but without the A.
Yes.
Because I always thought you were saying. I thought you were saying something different. Never mind.
Honey. Because
honey,
yeah, honey. Like,
okay then. Oh, thank God, I wasn't mishearing it.
No, it was coined by a Yorkshire person. After some misadventures involving space bees.
Yes.
During a Lethal Company stream.
They are many and they are vengeful.
They don't like it when you take their nest.
Nope.
Understandable.
And then Vitz doesn't like it when you try to hit the bees with the shovel and you hit him in the face with the shovel.
Hey, that was for science. We tested that once. I'm less mad about that one now.
That was fun though.
It was.
How's it going? How's everybody doing?
Going all right, thanks. My adventures in the land between continue. Inspired by the one and only Amy K. Alexander's brilliant video essay available on their brand new YouTube channel. It's me, Amy Kate. Yes, you can find that on YouTube. And as I said, my second playthrough of Elden Ring is going swimmingly. And dear listener, I've got up to the point where Amy felt the need to respec. I've got up to the Valiant Gargoyles, and they've got hands. So I bravely run away for the moment. Like, even when I summon Dee's brother in... It doesn't help much. When the second one turns up, it's bad news bears all around. So, so I'm just going around, like, making sure we've done all the dungeons in the two areas we've unlocked. I ran through Caelid just to get to Redmane Castle, and then hung around while, like, the big dogs and the soldiers, like, fought at each other and got, like, 12,000 rune just by hanging around on a mountain. I was like, okay, we can do that. So I'll still need to go back and do those areas properly, but yeah, having a lot of fun this time around as well.
Nice, that's good. Yeah, I've heard if you throw rocks at the gargoyles, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, we could go and respec. I want to go back because apparently I was level 65 when I first gave that a run, and then I was having a quick look online, and then one content creator was saying oh, you need to be like at least 82. I was like, okay, that might have something to do with it. Maybe I should just put a few more points into vigor, and we'll go back up. So I think I'm like level 75 or something like that now. So yeah, once I've checked all the boxes to say we've done all the bits I want to do, and then we'll go back in service of Mistress Rani. So hell yeah. That's my calling this time round as well.
I think you can complete that quest without beating the gargoyles, because I did that my first time through the game.
Yeah, because the first time I completely
I didn't bother.
missed that section when I was exploring the Shifa River section kind of thing. I missed the bit where you actually go to like downtown Nokron, where you've got the big statue guy and things like that, and but I needed to go get the mimic tier. So yeah, I looped around and did that. But I'd like to give it a good college try in terms of taking those gargoyles on. Yeah, going with like a dex build with bleed as my kind of loadout, for a better term, is a lot of fun.
Oh, I love the bleed proc when it just goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I got the Bloodhound Fang and yeah. So yeah, having fun.
Good, that's awesome. Moody, it looks like you've been busy, or are the victim of a crime.
Mm-hmm. Have you got a crime?
No, I've been busy packing away and everything like that. Most of it's done. It's now just dismantling certain things and dismantling this and everything and whatnot. And then yeah, I've been doing really good. We've got the van booked and everything, so that's really kind of
Nice.
and we move on when we leave here on Tuesday. We move in on Wednesday, basically. So yeah, we're doing pretty good, which is really kind of
nice. That's awesome. How's your week?
Yeah.
Has it just been like moving and packing and just
it's been moving and packing, yeah, for the most part.
Calling up utility companies saying, "No, I'm leaving. I don't want to learn about your new offers. I'm leaving. I'm physically moving."
I did get a call after I accepted the job that I got at the place that I'm going to from another company, Bulkhead, who were just not far from me. They're in Derby. Which would have been, I won't lie, far more easy for me, because if I got that job and everything, offering to like take me to the next stage and everything, and I've said, I'm really sorry, I took a job. Thank you. Thank you very much, though. But you were awesome. Thank you, and thank you for thinking about me at the same time. So yeah,
you lose.
Yeah,
absolutely. But it's always good that you don't burn bridges.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree with that one, and if no doubt about it. But no, yeah, it's yeah, I'm really happy. Just really busy. Like next Thursday is going to be a nightmare for me. So I'll be driving back down with the van, then picking up my car to drive all the way back up. I'm gonna have a long.
Think for us,
it's
man.
Much easier.
Like, you think you've got a hard day? We're going to have to do the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal podcast. We're a man down.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Like,
I won't even get
you think you're suffering? We're going to suffer.
Yeah. I won't lie. Like, when I found out what internet I could get, how fast, I was like, oh, yeah, the moving's good. I was like, this ain't bad, this. It's not bad at all. So it was like, really, I was really
Where
happy.
you live is more remote than the place I've been in Atomfall. While I've been playing Atomfall.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm surprised to even have the internet. I'm like, where you live.
Yeah. Which is, yeah, I get that. But no, yeah, my next place is going to have some kick-ass internet, which I'm really happy, which will get installed on Thursday, which is really good. So by the time I get back after my long drive, I can just sit back and just watch something on TV with my amazing internet.
Hold on. You telling me you're going to have the internet next Thursday?
Yeah, but I'm not going to get back until like 8, 9 o'clock.
Well, it's the Nintendo Switch 2, Moody. It's like the biggest thing of the year. You definitely lose new internet.
So what? It's not...
I see what he means.
He couldn't see that joke up better.
Like, the joke played itself.
Exactly.
Like, at this point, like, I'm assuming Adora's chewed through his internet cable.
Oh yeah.
Who's died?
You.
You did, my friend.
Did them?
You're a pixelated
Yeah.
nightmare right now. So we'll just
heard you talking shit is
Yeah.
what happened, Boots.
Did you remember that you need to do the podcast tonight and didn't get your internet cut off early, right?
What else?
I think we
I
just
have cancelled it, but it should go off next week.
It might be this week, my guy.
Have they done it early? Have they done it early?
I think they gave you gave them the wrong date.
That's it. Teach you for leaving.
Yeah, this is what you get trying to do a podcast. After cancelling our internet, after we offered you a better deal and you turned it down because you're going to be 400
They
miles
didn't offer me a better
away.
deal. The one I'm with technically right now doesn't even go to the place I'm going to live. I was like, how can you be dubbed the quote unquote best internet in the country for you not to do the highest speed in the goddamn country in a city?
It's a different country.
Yeah.
You are moving to a different country.
She got you there, buddy.
I mean,
Still in the UK.
might be semantics, but
Yeah.
there's a border. It's a whole thing.
It's not very united, this country, anyway, so.
That's true. Like,
Not even in
the
this
place I'm
one
going
country.
has a lot of things that are nationalised. I fucking love it. When I found out certain things were nationalised, I was like, what?
I mean, things
Wait,
were.
so you nationalise that? You nationalise this? You nationalise that? Anything else you want to nationalise? Oh, you're aiming to nationalise this as well? That's amazing.
One could say you're moving to a proper
Why didn't
country.
I move there earlier?
Yes.
Great question. Why didn't you move there earlier?
My partner's been telling me that for years.
Sounds like everybody's been telling
I'm
you
just
this.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, possibly, yeah, potentially, yeah. But no, yeah. Yeah, my partner finishes work Monday, and then we pack up and we do a drive up. We're staying in a little drive, for a little B&B hotel on Wednesday for Tuesday night, which will just because we don't know what time we're going to be leaving here, and we're just like, we're not going to sign for the keys that day. We're not going to be able to get up in time, so it's just like drive up and be not far from the place we need to go to sign the keys and everything. So it's going to be all right.
Sounds like an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a tiring one, no doubt.
Yeah, you'll be fine. A couple of days driving
I'm
backwards
sure
and
we will.
forwards. Feet up. A couple of weeks off the podcast. No streams. You're good.
Yeah. A couple of weeks off the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of weeks off the podcast. That's what you told me.
Yeah.
You're not a
He said
liar, are
weeks
you?
plural. He wasn't specific into how many weeks. He just said weeks plural.
Yeah. The silence again, telling. Yeah. Not a liar, are you, Moody?
Well, I am coming back. I'm not coming back in a couple of weeks.
I'm coming back. I'm just for fantasy credit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do my one turn up for fantasy critic, like Russ.
And then I'll break out the podcast, and that won't even get published. And no one will
That did
know.
happen this year.
That did happen this year. I should make it up to them at some point. They're like one podcast appearance of the year. It just didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, I got my contract and everything. I've been reading through it. I'm just like, yep, sounds all better than what. No offense to my previous job that I didn't want to lose or anything like that, but it does sound all better to what I was getting there. And I'm just like, yeah. I kind of like these. I kind of like this shit and everything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna, like I say, it's gonna be very tiring. I'm gonna be knackered. Friday, I've told my partner I'm doing nothing. I'm literally doing nothing. I'm gonna crash on the couch and I'm not moving from it. We've got a garden just to let the dog out and say there, let her go wild. She's been trying to bury stuff in the flat, like a little treats and everything that she gets for ages. Now she literally will have a garden to be able to bury stuff. So it's a win-win for her.
Until she starts burying it and all the other stuff.
Yes.
It's fair. We
Well,
see
by
the
accident-
PlayStation controller.
Yeah. And colours like Roman bones in the back garden.
Well, by accident, yesterday when I was packing stuff away, I had my Bulbasaur, my big one, on the floor, and then we were chilling
No,
in the
you're
living
going to
room.
specify you have many big Bulbasaurs.
Yeah. Well, no, I have one big Bulbasaur. There's a couple of big Bulbasaurs, but this one's bigger. It's the
biggest
granddaddy of them
Bulbasaur.
all. The biggest Bulbasaur. And she came running in with it. And Sophia just went, David! I was like, what? She's just looking at us like, yeah, looking all happy and everything. I was just like,
Finally, it's mine.
I'm going to kill you, dog. But either way, you're not going to make
You
it.
tease this poor dog with toys up on there that she's not been able to play with.
She's been really good with my area and everything, my office and everything. Like I've got some stuff what she can technically reach, but she never goes for anything. Which is really good. And then this on the floor. So basically, I just don't put things on the floor. Anything on a shelf and everything, even though she probably could reach, she doesn't touch it and everything, which is really, really good of her. And I'm just like, well, can't ask for much more, I guess. She didn't destroy it or anything like that. We grabbed it straight away and we've put it up high for her so she can't get.
Stuck it in the
Behind
ceiling.
lock and key. Yes, exactly. In the attic space.
Cool. All right. Sounds fun. Should we talk about podcasts? No. Imagine a podcast about podcasts. Oof.
That's two naval games for you.
Sounds
Mind.
boring already.
About it.
It's not a great podcast. Should we talk about video games?
Yeah.
We like video games. We like video games, right? We're still
Yeah.
we're still positive on video games.
Yeah, in general, yes.
Okay. I just had to check.
Yeah. Oh, it's slight, but it's still in
It's
the positive.
teetering. It's teetering.
Yeah. Any day
General
now, any day.
companies and certain people in the industry.
I tell you what, I'm very positive on at the moment. The Assassin's Creed community manager.
Yes. Social
Respect.
media
Need a pay
admins.
rise. Deserve a pay rise.
To be fair, all of the team over there need a pay rise, but the admin for the social manager, 100%.
Yeah.
More of that
She took-
energy,
she-
thank you.
She took one
for-
stone and took two knobheads out in one throw.
Exactly. Yeah, so for all the listeners who may not be aware, or for video watchers as well who may not be aware, so the social media admin over the Assassin's Creed channels took down both Elon Musk and Grums, two of the most problematic people I've had the pleasure of coming across digitally. I mean, but yeah, it was beautiful to see. So. Yeah, I mean, it's not a digital space that I venture in these days. But yeah, good to see that people are still clapping back when needed.
Yeah, it was one of those like, oh, for fuck's sake, who's posting Elon Musk screenshots now? And then I read it and I was like, no, never mind. Actually, this is a thing.
Yeah,
of beauty,
exactly.
Please.
This is the one exception.
He was like, I'll allow it.
I'll allow it, yeah.
Senor Chang was in the building for that
Well,
one.
like,
Exactly.
Just gonna resubscribe to Twitter for 1 second, like and unsubscribe. Boom.
oh god, no, I haven't been on Twitter for months. Like, no.
About a year and a half is it for me, or 2 years?
People keep
Can't
sending
fully
me like,
remember.
and this is, you know what? If any of you are out there who like know me personally or listening, I'm putting you on blast and on notice. Like, stop sending me links to tweets. I am not clicking them. Stop it.
Yeah.
Screenshot the thing. Tell me what the thing says. If you send me the link, I'm not going to open it. I'm not going on Twitter.
That's right.
It's really getting on my nerves. Like, I'll just get a message and I'll be like, x.com/blah blah blah, and I'm just like,
But
go away.
now you said that, people are going to do it just to spite you. That they know that gets on your nerves.
That's fine. I can get on their nerves more. You both met me.
Retaliation is part of your skill set.
You know what I'm capable of.
Payback with interest.
With interest, baby. Yes.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know that.
Moody learned that lesson
Okay, no.
the hardest way possible.
Yeah, but I got revenge as well. So and then we
you
shook
had to.
hands and went to murder
Yeah.
everyone else.
I was going to say you had to get revenge. That was the that was the satisfying narrative conclusion of that video.
Yeah.
Took you 2 weeks, but
You've done like amazing article, like doc videos of like games and everything like that, but I still stand by that's probably your best video still. The editing and I think was perfect. I won't lie, I think I was pretty good because there's parts where I'm just like just looking. I'm just like, how long can I hold this?
I'm only as good as the footage I
that you got from me, yeah.
So, you know, you played your part too. I'm just glad you sucked that week. Otherwise, that video never would have happened. But yeah, no, let's get into the podcast. So, the first topic, my topic, I backed a Kickstarter a few weeks ago. If you've been following on Bluesky, you probably, and like paying attention on Bluesky, you probably knew about it because I've been retweeting it quite a bit. I don't know how to pronounce it though. And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
Ludocene?
I think it's Ludocene.
Yeah.
It's a game discovery app. It's actually a website. I don't know if they're going to build an app or not. But it's like a. How did you describe it before? It's like a dating game for games.
Yeah.
Rather than be based on an algorithm, it's based on experts. So, like people who like the game journalists, streamers, podcasters, like plugging their sort of recommendations into it, into this like database of video games, and then like it creates all these connections between different games. And then what you do is you do runs, and you can do multiple different runs. And basically, sorry for audio listeners, but I'm going to do a bit of show and tell here. Basically, that's what it looks like. So that's the run I've currently been doing. So the big one at the top, because like obviously, you know, it's a phone being held up to a webcam, is the game it's currently saying, hey, do you like this? Have you played it? And what you do is you swipe up to get rid of it, and it goes away. And then the thing goes, okay, next up. We've got Nintendo Switch Sports. Never played it. So we're just going to swipe up on that, no interest. And then what you do is when you get a game that you use one of your favorites, or like say you're trying to like do a horror run, so you're like trying to get all your like horror games in, there's a bar under here where you pin cards for played favorites. So right now I've got things pinned like, you know, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, like things that I've come across where I'm like, yes, I agree. And then what it does is it gives you these are your recommended games. So then it starts recommending new games to you. Some of them I've played. One of them is Overwatch. Probably one of my most played games of all time. But it throws up some interesting recommendations in this bar at the bottom, and it constantly changes with each card that you interact with.
So so you're swiping up to discard a game. For ones that appear in the main view, what are you doing to kind of add it to, not necessarily pin it to your favorites, but just to say this is a game I'm interested in? Is it a swipe down? Is it a swipe left? That kind of thing, or are there gradations to say if you really like that game, you swipe to the right. If you kind of like it, you swipe to the left. That kind of thing.
Let me do a little. Let me grab that Overwatch one. Where'd it go? Oh, actually, I can grab this. It's recommending me Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Now you all might know, already familiar with that game.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Let me try and grab it again. There we go. So I'm getting messages off people I don't want to show them to the camera. So there's Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. So instead of swiping up, what I can do with that is I can bring it down into the played favorites bar and pin it. And then what that does is that goes into like whatever is at work here, whatever formulas are at work here, to say, okay, she likes Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Like it's one of her favorites. So that kind of feeds into the games that then go into the recommended bar.
Okay. So then is there an in-between between I don't this game, or I've never played this game, so I'm swiping up and bringing it down to your bar. Is there one just to say, oh, I enjoyed this type of game, rather than this is one of my absolute favorites, it's going in the pin thing at the bottom?
Well, no,
or do all your games go in the pin things?
It's more to like the played favorites bar at the moment. Again, this is in beta, I should say. It's a prototype. The full release isn't until September. I have access to it because I backed it on Kickstarter. The favorites bar isn't necessarily like, oh, these are my absolute favorites. You can do that like as a run, just like, okay, I'm only going to put my absolute top favorite games in and see what this spits out. Like, but the thing that I've sort of learned through doing multiple runs through the game, because I've got saved runs here, so I've got 3 different runs. And you can have I think you can have as many as you want. I haven't found a limit yet. Is just like you set the parameters of what you put in that bar. So the one I was showing you there is just like, if I see a game and I think I love that game, it goes into the bar. It's like my all-purpose generalized sort of thing. If it's a game I liked, but not, if it's a game in my mind, the way I'm approaching it is, if it's a game I liked, but it's not going like, I didn't love it, as in I don't want this to influence like the games that come after it. It's like, yeah, it was okay. Like when we talked about Avowed last week, and I said it's good, but it's not great. So that would be a game that I would probably just swipe up on and be like, yeah, I've played it. Like,
right, okay,
yeah, it's good, but I'm not going to let it influence. I don't want it to influence the games that are on this, that are being spat out by this recommendation engine. So up you go. And like I say, like you can approach it in multiple different ways. So like if you were in the mood for, say, RPG, like a big CRPG, what you could do is you could just search for, say, 5 CRPGs that you really love, manually put those in your favorites bar, and then see what the app spits out.
Right, yeah.
And then you could have like a CRPG run. And there's also expert cards. So those experts that I mentioned before, you can find their cards and pin them, and then their favorite games, their recommended games, will affect the recommendations that you get. So there's like Chris Schilling was the former editor of Edge magazine. I know he's an expert. Mike Bithell is an expert. There's a lot of people, like there's podcasters, there's streamers, there's influencers. There's even like just people who like games, like former journalists. So there's a lot of different like things you can plug into it to sort of influence the recommendations that come out of it. And like my worry with doing the prototype, the beta, was that like, because it's not fully populated, like there's games in there, there's games that aren't in there that I would have like pinned to my thing. Like I'm pretty sure Silent Hill 2 is not in there yet. Which is a game I specifically went searching for because it's one of my favorite games ever.
The original or the remake, or both?
Yes.
Right.
But like it'll like, and my worry was it's just gonna throw out like well-known games. So like I was gonna like be trying this app out in prototype, and it would be like, I've heard of all of these games, or I've played all of these games, or I've either touched them or I haven't, but I haven't because I don't want to, because I'm not interested. But like, no, like this thing is throwing out. I've already wishlisted like 3 or 4 games on Steam that I had never heard of before, until I came across them on this app. And like it threw out a game, and I was like, I've never heard of this. What is this? Search it on Steam. It's a game with 2 user reviews. Like, and I'm like, damn, like these are deep cuts. Like in amongst obviously like, you know, your Hades and your Elden Ring and games that are like, quote unquote, everyone has heard of. I'm trying to be careful with using that phrase ever since I played Legally Distinct 90s game shows.
That's it.
But like, it is fascinating to just like find these games that I've never heard of, and like, it's a great. I think it's in its current form, it's a pretty good sort of game discoverability tool. Obviously, it's got gaps in it. It's more focused on newer games at the moment, I think, than necessarily games, especially like older games that you can't really play anymore. Like Silent Hill 2 is pretty much like the original is pretty much not playable on modern platforms. So I get why it's not like a high priority to put it in the database, I guess. But yeah, it like if it fulfills the potential that it has right now, like adding more experts, adding more games, like deepening the connections between all of the different games, finding those quirky connections where it's like, if you knew me, if you only sort of knew me from talking on the podcast or like doing video essays and stuff, like, I don't like driving games, but I would also say that Burnout Revenge is one of my favorite games of all time. Like,
Yes.
it's finding those quirky connections like that. Like it could really
exceptions to the rule, yeah.
Yeah, there's always exceptions to the rule. Like, I'm not a massive multiplayer like fan, but like Overwatch and Among Us, we were just talking about, and Sea of Thieves is another one that I really enjoy. But like with the way like game discoverability is like a train wreck, especially since the fall of Twitter, like this app could really help with that a lot. Especially considering, like I say, like I know, like, and this isn't me trying to brag, I know a lot of games that people have never heard of. And the fact that even just using this app casually for a few days, like every now and again, I would just whip it out and I would just like play around with it for 20 minutes, and it throwing games at me that I've never heard of, like that's kind of impressive. Especially when I'm looking at some of these games and going, well, actually, let me stick that on the wish list.
Definitely. Is there any sort of feedback loop at the moment in terms of saying for requests to say, oh, can you add these games to the library? These are some features I'd like to see added and things like that.
So I know they're adding games as they go. Like I know that's a thing. Yeah. That's part of the sort of the development process. So I think they're looking to get the full like release out by September. Like it's later this year sometime. But there is also a feedback form, which just opens to an email.
Okay.
And PayPal. What? Why does my phone? Sorry, the three apps it's trying to open with is Gmail, Outlook, and PayPal. I mean, that is one way to give them feedback, I suppose. And there's also a Google Doc that you can open with non-issues. So they've got a list of like they know, look, we know that this is an issue. Like we're working on it, kind of thing. And again, it's not in it's in beta, I guess.
Yeah. So there's an expectation that it's not going to be a fully polished product and stuff like that. So that's good. Yeah,
like it's currently only available to people who backed it on Kickstarter. So like like Kickstarter backers, like I would hope would know like you're getting an early product. It's not going to be finished. There's going to be issues. There's a couple of like
really, damn,
yes. Yeah.
Not a complete thing that I put me towards. Damn it, man.
This isn't Steam Early Access. No, people going to Kickstarter with their eyes open. You don't release reviews saying 4 out of 10. This game has a lot of potential on IGN.com. There's a couple of like my one thing is like the settings menu. Like there's a couple of settings, so like you can choose for it to show unreleased games or not. Which it turns out is really good for finding games for some little indie game of the week segment if someone was to be doing that. And you can also set ranges for the release years. So those are quite nice features. I'd like to see like more in-depth features. Like, for example, the release range only goes back to 2010. Like I can't go any further back than that.
I guess, For the ones they've kind of rolled out within beta, I'm guessing they've estimated, okay, for the majority of users will have systems which can run quote-unquote old games. They tend to only go back to the 2010s and that kind of thing rather than...
Yeah, sure. It's like, obviously I'm a retro gamer. I was playing Bomberman World earlier this week. But like, I think it's more... I think at the moment, and it's a smart focus, I think the focus is, okay, modern platforms, PC... Xbox Series consoles, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5. Let's focus on things that you can play on a console. Yes. Most people are most likely to have like at the desk, at the TV, whatever. Obviously, like because it's a recommendation engine, like having those classic games in there will not necessarily be like, hey, have you thought of playing Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time? But more just like, oh, you want more games like Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time. Yes. Cool, let me plug that in. Like older games will probably be more useful in that respect than necessarily in recommendations.
And I think it's important to state, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is a completely independent operation in terms of there's no publisher ownership to say, oh, it's always going to float EA games to the recommended pile because EA owns the
there's no sponsors, there's no company involved. It's Andy Robertson. I've followed him on social media for a long time. We have a mutual friend, so I knew who he was. He's a video game journalist.
Used to be at VGC, right?
I believe. No, that's Andy Robinson.
He
runs VGC. I believe he runs VGC. But yeah, no, it's a passion project. Like, there's no companies involved. There's no like sponsorships. There's no adverts running on the app. That was why they went to Kickstarter. To keep it as clean as possible from that respect.
Sounds good.
So, what about collecting data and everything like that? When I first heard of it, and I was just like, this sounds like another thing that's going to collect my data and everything.
So the only data I have plugged into this thing is my email address, my first name and my last name. That's it. That's all I've got. Like in it, and obviously there's a password, like for my account. But apart from that, like there's no like, you don't put any data into it. The only other data you're putting into it is what games you like. Which like okay, like I don't really mind. Like I put that on YouTube at the moment.
That's it.
And Bluesky, but as far as I haven't seen any issues with that.
Like, it seems pretty lightweight from the outset looking in.
Yeah, like it's it's a website. It's not currently an actual app that you can download. I don't know if that's the end goal, like to have it be an app. And obviously, when you install an app, it tells you all of the data that it's collecting when you install it from the App Store or the Play Store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know what it is about it. It just screams incredibly dodgy for me. I don't know why. I heard everything what you just said, Amy. I was listening very content to you. I don't know why it just screams incredibly dodgy, and I'm just very hesitant to even look at it when it becomes to market for people to have a proper look at it who haven't kickstarted it and everything. You know, I don't know. I just have something in my gut that's literally saying there's something off here, and I can't put my fingers on it. Okay. I'll always listen to what you're saying and everything, you know, and everything like that. But I don't know. There's something seems off about it, and it's just like I'll wait. Type of thing.
Well, I mean, you'd have to at the moment. Like,
I know that. Yeah, I know. But you know what I mean. If it was out now for everyone to try now and everything, I would be like, I'm going to take a step back and I'm not going to touch that for a while.
I mean, I get that. No, it's always good. It's always good to be hesitant around things on the internet. Like, again, I got into this because people I like not necessarily know. Like, I'm not saying like, hey, my best friends worked on this, but people I know like and trust of like, or involved in it in some way. So it was kind of that easy sell to me of just like, oh, like these people, like, you know how when we're talking about like game, like I heard, like how I hear about games is not necessarily by looking at reviews. It's looking at the opinions of people whose tastes align with my own. And it's like several of them are experts in this app. So I was like, oh, well, shit, of course. Why wouldn't I plug myself into like their recommendations in this way? Like, and again, I hesitate to use the word algorithm because, you know,
that's the thing about it. That's
currently algorithm is a dirty word.
Yes.
But it's like it's what you put into it is literally just like, I like this game, I don't like this game, I don't care about this game, but whatever like implications go with swiping up versus swiping down.
That's fair.
Yeah, and there's no way to know the machinations of this to say, you know, this data is being fed back to publishers or whatnot. There didn't seem to be any of that, and for full context, I haven't looked into this, but from the outside looking in, I don't think people would be involved with this project if they had those concerns as well. But they are apt concerns to have, and it's always healthy to be a little bit wary, a little bit hesitant. But this seems all above board, and I hope that it stays that way. Because from a discoverability point of view, I know a lot of teams in the indie space, that's the number one struggle for them, kind of thing. They can have the most fantastic game and on the planet, but if nobody knows about it and it's being is being withheld, for want of a better word, by the Steam algorithm or the algorithm of various different online stores. So whether it be PSN or Xbox or Nintendo eShop, that kind of thing, then no one's ever going to get to play this game, and unless they align themselves with a publisher, and that can have, that's a double-edged sword at the best of times. So
I mean, that can blow up in your face, just as spectacular.
100%. And it's kind of, if this allows one person to find a game they've never heard of before and they really vibe with it, then it's a success.
Well,
yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, I think what you're saying is absolutely spot on there on the part of like, if this helps, especially indie to AA developers, find a space where people are playing their games more, and helps them not have to go the big publisher route. Because sadly, the small publishers are dying breed. The company I was with, Merge Games, we were a small publisher. We were a very successful small publisher on the levels of when it came to revenue of like Team 17 and Devolver Digital before they went public and everything. And we were doing really, really well. But even then, our name, Merge Games, was never up to those two levels or anything like that. And that's how crazy it is and whatnot. So forth. But what hurts even more when it comes to games, like I've stated on many times before, there's just way too many games. That's the thing about it. That's the thing about what makes it even more harder for discoverability. And if this app does help, and all my things that I've just said, just throw it out the window and like, in a good way, that I'm just like, this is working brilliantly. That's fantastic. I'm all thumbs up for that and everything. And I'm always up for things to help games find more discoverability, or even find that publisher that they want to work with and everything, who they have heard great things about and whatnot. Like a game that I know that I worked on last year, Spirit of the North 2. That game hasn't released yet, because of obviously our closing and everything like that. But I do know they have now found a new publisher and they're going to come out this year. Spirit of the North 2 will come out released this year, I've been told. So, which is fantastic, and I was so over the moon for it. I hope they fix that one bug that we told them about all the time. Please.
Just gonna be like, motherfuckers, just emailing them.
That's a obviously fantastic sentiment to have. I think the one other thing I'd like to say about this is that from the people that Amy mentioned who are involved in these are not people who are afraid to be outspoken. So if they see something that's wrong, they're gonna speak up about it, especially the likes of Mike Bithell. So even when Troy Baker back in the day, he got himself involved with this AI
thing,
and Bithell was the first one to call him out on it, and so a lot of people to say, hey, this is a dumbass way of doing it. Your intentions might have been good in terms of trying to democratize voice acting and to allow yourself to be more accessible to more projects. There's a better way to go about this kind of thing, and they took that conversation offline. But with people like Bithell involved, they'll be the first ones to speak up if there's anything shady going on.
The thing is, though, I'd give Troy Baker massive respects to that, because he held his hand up
100%.
for that. Like, he had a talk with Alana and Mike and everything like that, and did a whole podcast about it and everything, and he held his hand up for that and whatnot. It's like that's the thing about it. If you see someone doing something stupid you know is not an idiot or anything like that, even though they do some human beings, sadly we can do some stupid humans are going to human sometimes, and we do need calling out for it, but there is a way to do that type of thing and whatnot. It's like no doubt. The only person I know who's a part of this is Mike, or heard of, should I say, I don't know the man, or is Mike Bithell and everything like that. Everyone else who Amy's spoken about, I don't know. I've never heard of them.
I know Mike Bithell. I've met him twice.
Yes.
I've met him twice. I walked past him at EGX. Does that count?
I had two conversations with him, and I had one conversation with his partner.
I applied for his job. I applied for his company when I was unemployed and everything, because they are looking for a QA tester, or they were, and everything, and they're all remote. Like he works. They don't have an office. They all work fully remote and everything, which I was just like, that's a dream. And everything. That's amazing.
Because he's like based out
I'm so
south,
happy with
right?
the company I'm going to, just so you know, people. If you see this, people, please, I am really happy. Thank you.
He's really happy. Yeah, can confirm.
Threatening to leave the podcast forever. That's how happy he is.
Yeah, he's leaving the podcast forever. That's how happy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A
couple of months.
Let's have a little bit of fun with it. let's have a little bit of fun with this app. Let's see what happens if Vitz,
Hello.
you've been nominated.
Okay.
Give me a game that you like.
Eco.
See if that one's in there. It's not in there. Give me another game. How about Mario Kart
Last
8
of Us.
Deluxe?
Sure. I love that game.
It just popped up. It's like it knows you. It's like it knows already.
It already knows Vitz, even though it's on Amy's account.
So we got The Last of Us here. Okay, give me another game.
Wait, you got Mario Kart, and it went. Have you heard of The Last of Us?
No, I'm
that
manually
are
adding
like-
games.
Oh, I was gonna say, damn man.
I mean, let's
Let's
go
go from a
let's go with
playful car
5.
game to a crazy
Portal 2, please.
Portal 2. I know that one's in there because I've seen it. Portal 2 and
Tears of the Kingdom.
I know that's in there as well. Tears of the Kingdom.
Persona 5.
Persona 5.
And Metaphor Fantasio.
Metaphori Fantasio. Persona? Hello?
Persona!
Don't know if Persona's in here yet. Let's just try Persona. See what happens. Nope. Did you say Metaphor?
Yeah.
Metaphor. Refantasio. Nope. I don't think either of those are in here.
All right, let's put Elden Ring in then. That's got to be in there.
It sure is. Elden Ring.
That's an eclectic mix.
All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at what it's recommending based off of that. I got quite a few. Demon Souls.
Now, Moody, here's where she just says Yakuza like a dragon. Just for and giggles. It's saying Yakuza.
Sadly, I have too much integrity. Yakuza Like a Dragon is not on here yet. Would you be shocked to learn that it's
Fucking
recommending?
knew they didn't like them, bastards.
Would you be shocked to learn that it's recommending both Demon Souls and Bloodborne?
Wow.
Split Second is another one that it's recommending.
Okay, I remember that from back in the day. That is the arcade racer, which has very like Burnout vibes, and the thing there was that the environment would change from lap to lap. So like buildings would crumble and bridges would be destroyed, and the next time you come around, because it was a lap-based event, you'd have to navigate different obstacles. So yeah, that was good fun.
Eternal Strands, which is the game that came out in January, February.
That does look good.
We've got Dungeons of Hinterberg, which I played last year. It's actually quite good.
That's very good.
Lies of P.
That's a very, very good one.
Immortals Phoenix Rising, which was the Ubisoft.
That's a Ubisoft Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Assassin's
Creed of the Wild.
Yes.
We've got Black Myth Wukong, all the Dark Souls games, Breath of the Wild itself. What's this? What is that? Hold on. Waco the Mask Gatherer, an action role-playing game where you explore a fairy tale world to gather powerful ancient masks.
That's like Personas.
Maybe it was like, oh, I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Let's have a look on Steam. I've never heard of this game.
See now, for the recommendations like Bloodborne and stuff, I need a field where I can just put too damn scary and then just send that back.
Well, I mean, what you can do with it is you can drag it's got Bloodborne in here. We could drag that in. We could drag that out of the recommended bar into the top and then just get rid of it.
Right. Okay.
And then the next game it pops up with his Horizon Forbidden West.
There we go. We played that one, yeah.
But even just like interacting with Bloodborne, like getting rid of it, changes the bar at the bottom. But I'm looking at this. Waco the Mask Gatherer is a 3D action adventure game where you step into the shoes of Waco, a mysterious adventurer on a quest to collect the 7 powerful primordial masks in a mesmerizing world full of exploration, puzzles, and combat.
That's a Legend of Zelda game right there.
It does.
It's just 7 instead of 8.
It does look a bit Zelda-y. Looks kind of nice, actually. Nice little art style.
There we go.
There's a GIF. I'll see if I can hold the GIF up.
I can see it. Oh yeah. Hopefully they dodged all that and got some iframes on it.
And then the brightness got turned up, and
Yes.
none of us could see anymore. Yeah, it looks like a nice little
They got
Zelda.
they got Sarah Connor do Terminator 2 is what happened. He's holding on to the fence.
But yeah,
What
I
a
mean,
movie.
again, that was just 5 games being plugged into it. Obviously,
Hell yeah.
none of the... Obviously, some of the stuff that, you wanted to put in there isn't in there yet.
Yeah.
But, that's basically how it works. And then you can just keep going from there and doing what I just did and being like, what the fuck is this game? I've never heard of it.
Hell yeah.
That's basically how it works. I don't know if Moody wanted to go or not.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Pokemon.
Pokemon,
And
Pokemon, Pokemon, and Pokemon. Thank you.
Throwing
Moody,
yakkers
forget
at you know
Pokemon.
that.
Moody, would
Don't
you?
forget Pokemon,
Moody,
put
hey,
that
Moody,
in
look,
there.
it's recommending this game called Power World.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's Pokemon with guns.
It's maybe not legally distinct Pokemon.
They went to court
Question
and
mark.
they got off, right?
I don't know. I wasn't.
It was
keeping up with
the
that.
game mechanics of throwing balls. That's what they got in trouble for.
Oh yeah.
But the actual character designs, no, that was all fine and dandy.
No,
I think they
throw
argue
balls at
that-
things.
That the Pokemon Company got their designs from like Dragon Quest and stuff like that. So it's all like a
You can't like copyright or patent like ideas in that way, right? Unless you've literally traced over like a thing
Yes.
and just put the thing in your thing. Like if you release a game called Extraterrestrials and the main antagonist is just a xenomorph, it's like, yeah, all right, cool, yeah, you've done a copyright infringement there.
but this time he's blue.
But if you release a sci-fi horror that is clearly inspired by Alien, that's just inspired by Alien. That's not copying Alien.
Aboard the Nostromo.
Get away from her, you bastard.
Exactly.
We're still going to have to watch
Reeboks.
Romulus when you come up, Amy.
Oh,
I want to see your opinion on it.
Is this the one with the?
We still got
Is this
to
the one with
finish the
digitally
race.
recreated Bilbo in it? Because if so, I don't really
Yeah.
want to watch that one.
Yes.
Yeah. No, but we still got to finish the race anyway. So
I saw digitally recreated Peter Cushing in that Star Wars film, and I was like, I never want to see anything like this ever again. Thanks. Oh, you did
worst
it,
thing
and then
is
they did it again at the end, and I was like, "You motherfuckers!"
they did it twice in the same movie.
Yeah.
The second one looked like an abomination. The Peter Cushing one seemed all right, but that one was just like, holy mother of God!
It seemed okay when we were looking at the reflection of the
It's
model, like in
aged
the glass.
poorly. I don't
and then-
deny that.
Yeah.
It is aged poorly as hell, and it looks not great now. But when you first see it in the cinema and everything like that, when I did, I was like, that looks really good. I didn't like that they were doing it, like using it type of thing. For me, just hire a fucking actor or don't put him in it or whatever. That's
Maybe
how
there
I
is
always am
another
with it.
admiral in this gigantic fleet of full of other admirals we could use for
There's
this
just
moment.
one.
People aren't thick. They're just like, well, this came out 35 years after the first movie.
That I don't agree with. People are thick.
And when it comes to movies, they don't really give a fuck. 'Cause they are 9 times out of 10, the general movie audience just want to enjoy a movie. That's all they want to do. So
I've, for reasons unbeknownst to me, watched Aliens versus Predator Requiem this week. People are stupid.
But if you don't have Peter Cushing in it, like, you're not going to get that dopamine hit. The Leonardo DiCaprio. It's the thing I recognize.
It was the thing I recognized at the end
I
of
mean,
Rogue One,
Jesus
and that
Christ,
looked awful as
Marvel
well.
just spent like 50 fucking hours yesterday showing Ches.
oh God, Jesus! I thought it was still
chair
good.
got me though.
That powerful tiny one was really funny. I won't lie. Yeah, but yeah, I was just like when this all happened, I was like, wait, what they're doing? Oh, so wait, it's going to be every 16 minutes before they move to another chair. Oh, God, we're going to be here for a while. And I was just like, yeah. I'll wait for the fast cut. And then there was a fast cut. I was like, that's good.
How fast can I make this move?
Who cares, Amy? You won't be going to see the movie anyway.
Absolutely not. No, Jesus
So
Christ.
who cares? No, this is the thing about some. I've seen great. It's a really funny question. I was thinking, how bad actually is it? Who's the stupid one? Them or the people creating content on it? For me, the people creating content on it. They knew what the idiots were going to do. They knew it. So it was all on those idiots. So I was just like, yeah, I'm not creating content. I'm all good.
Were there people overreacting to it on Twitch and YouTube being like a chair reveal with like Ian McKellen's name on it? And they were like, oh my God, like fucking Resident Evil 2 just got revealed at E3 again. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's been a while since I've seen Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen acting up each other.
But Patrick Stewart, it was in the last Doctor Strange, so it ain't new.
I don't know, but both of them, like, back and forth, because they had something going in those X-Men movies.
Oh, I won't lie. If James Marston, or whatever his name is, who was Cyclops, comes back and they make him a badass Cyclops, that's all I give a fuck.
They're not going to do any of that. Like, didn't they
No,
reveal like 100 fucking
actors
actors last like
True,
yesterday?
that's true. Like at the same time,
one
just
film.
like they did with him in X-Men 3. They just kill him off in X-Men 3 just because he's going off the film in Superman.
it's one film. Like they revealed like 80 fucking actors. It's like, you know how films work, right? This thing's only going to be like 2.5, 3 hours long. like they're not going to be able to service all of these characters.
No, of course not. We'll get like a few scenes in whatever universe the X-Men are in, and we'll see all of them, and then we'll cut across, and Pedro Pascal will do Pedro Pascal things to hop between dimensions and stuff, and then
it's two movies. It's both, and it's both.
Still like
Doomsday and Secret Wars.
There's a reason like films, you know, normally have like a cast of core characters that you focus on, not like 100 of them or however many it was.
I get that. I think the core cast that they're going to focus on were like the first 6 seats they revealed.
Agreed.
Great.
But I think the difference is though also they're not hot right now. That's the thing about it. They're not
very
hot
much in the rebuild phase.
They're
massively
after this happens.
Yeah, so it's like
I don't think it's gonna help.
So,
but like people are like, I can't wait to see Gambit. Like he's gonna be sick, and then he gets killed after like 10 seconds in the film because like you can't. Like,
he was really good in Deadpool role.
You can't build a film around 80 main characters. Like. Or even
they
2.
They did that though in Infinity War and Endgame, and it worked.
Because most of them showed up at the end for like a couple of scenes. Like,
but that's what's going to happen in this movie. Yeah, and that's how it's going to work in these 2 movies. So
all the nerds are going to get pissed off when the characters they want to see only turn up for like 2 minutes.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
And going back to my previous example, people are stupid, but all reservations off the table for me until I see Fantastic Four First Steps. That is supposed to be the start of the rebuild, and we will go from there. And if it is still absolute hot trash, then so be it, kind of thing. But that's their one chance to get my interest back.
You have one chance to impress me. Make it a good one.
First teaser was decent.
It can't be worse than the last Fantastic Four film.
True. That is true.
I mean, it would be impressive. Like, I would consider it a genuine achievement if it was worse than the last Fantastic Four film. I would actually tip my hat to that and be like, you know what? You did it. I didn't think you did
the
it.
Impossible, motherfuckers.
But you did it. No, never.
Which one is it going to be? Is it going to? What's the more impossible? That they make a good movie, or that's worse than the last one?
Oh, that is worse than the last one.
Because to me, there's not really been a good Fantastic Four movie, so it's like.
I mean, sure, but like I would argue, I don't remember the Silver Surfer one very well, but the first one was one of those movies you could just like have on, and it's like it's fine. Like it's not very good. But like it's not like offensively bad. Like I don't remember the sequel. I might not have watched it. But like Fantastic Four, that was what it was called.
Michael B. Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Fantastic
like
Four stick.
Was like epically bad. It was like historically bad.
I never saw that one.
I unfortunately did see that one.
I think I saw clips. I don't think I never saw it in the cinema, but I know I've seen clips of it.
I don't think I saw it in the cinema. I definitely watched it.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting.
But anyway.
Time for halftime and bring on the indie game of the week.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is the indie game of the week. This is the thing we do every week where we talk about a cool looking upcoming indie game that we think looks cool and we think you should wish list or at least have a look at. If you like indie games, you can head over to our Steam Curator page, which is linked in the description wherever you choose to listen to and or watch this podcast. You can get a big list of all the indie games of the week we've ever done, which is over 140. I double-checked for the first time in a long time. 140 games long. I also found the metrics page, and I was like, wow, people are actually clicking on these things. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, no, like, have a look. Check out some cool-looking indie games, including this cool-looking indie game. Paper Animal Adventure is a cute roguelike game where you can explore a colourful world, fight scary enemies, and relax with your friends at the campfire. The game is inspired by and pays homage to the Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi, as well as the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series.
Yeah, Nintendo will always be on standby because the title treatment is exactly Paper Mario.
Do you like Nintendo games?
Exactly.
Have we got a game for you? It does look really good, though. It looks really nice.
It does.
Yeah. That's Super... No, not Super. Paper Animal... Super Paper Animal Adventure. And
That's
Luigi.
how you do get sued. Yeah, there is a demo available on Steam as part of Next Fest at the moment, so be sure to add that to your library. And as Amy said, give this a wish list along with all the other games that you're looking for.
Yeah, just wishlist every single one on that list. Go nuts, go crazy, do it. Even I haven't done that, but you should do it.
We sent you.
Yeah, tell them we sent you. Words About Games said this game looked cool. Tell them.
And they also said Nintendo lawyers be cool.
It's fine.
Just let this one go. It's fine.
It's fine.
Nintendo got a Nintendo.
It's nowhere near Pal World situation. That's fine.
That's true.
Yeah. Paper Animal Adventure. It looks really fun. Looks really cool. Looks really cute. Looks really fun. Go wishlist it. Go check it out, and then go check out all the other games on our Steam Curator page, or at least the ones that seem interesting to you.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, how about a little halftime break?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Time halftime. Boo, 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 boo.
We should just get you singing that for 40 seconds, and every like 10 to 20 weeks, like, or leave it a really long time, we'll just drop that in as the halftime break, and it's just Moody being like halftime.
Can I ask, was that your Jeff Goldblum Thor Ragnarok? It's my birthday song, but it's halftime.
No,
Because those were the vibes I were picking up from it.
I just went squeaky voice. I won't lie.
Fair enough.
Okay. So what you want me to say? It's my birthday.
That's what I thought you were doing. But
It's
you were
my
saying it's
halftime.
Exactly.
It's my halftime. It's my halftime.
Nailed it. See?
There we go. We got it. We got it in the bank. I'll just repeat that for the next 30 seconds, and we'll have no viewers. All right. We'll see you in a few minutes. We'll see you in a minute. Peace.
Peace.
What's up, everybody? Amy here to quickly tell you about our live streams over at twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames. If you like listening to this podcast for some reason, then you should head over to our Twitch channel every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Whether it's watching me play something weird or old, or weird and old, watching Moody play some kind of Pokemon, watching Vitz brave their fears, or just watching us all shoot the shit, the possibilities are endless. Well, not endless, but there are a lot of them. So come hang out with us. Twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames, Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. UK time. And we are back.
Hey.
Hope everybody had a nice stretch, nice little hydration.
Yeah.
Or
Gotta hydrate.
enjoyed the little video that came with your halftime break.
And /all. Let's go with that. It's a great little video.
I put a lot of work into it. It took me 30 minutes to make that
A lot of work.
So that's lots of time. All the time in the
I wish I
world.
could be as efficient when I'm making my videos.
Hey, well, when you've got the vision and everything's already on your computer, it doesn't take too long. Not like making a 50-minute Elden Ring video that takes months.
Yes.
That was an ordeal. It was a fun ordeal.
Yeah.
But it was
YouTube.com/it's me, Amy Kate.
I had another person comment on the video being like, "You have inspired me to play Elden Ring again." And I'm like, should I be worried by all these people who might blame me if they play Elden Ring and don't like it? But then I did say at the end of the video, you might still not like it.
Yeah, this is true. You get the disclaimer.
I got
But
that disclaimer in there.
Or you inspired them to play it again. That implies that they've given it a go first time round. So it's kind of...
One person said again, and one person just said to play it. And I was like, my advice was, if you want to play it, don't be put off by all of this. The key caveat to that is if you want to play it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't force yourself.
Like, don't just play it because I said.
Yeah.
Unless it's Yakuza Like a Dragon and your name is Vitz Patel. Don't just play it because I said to play it.
I played it. I played it for a while.
Play more of it. Play the good parts. It gets better. It's already good. It gets great.
I was gonna say. You might cry at the end.
Hey, we got to the bit with the baby in the locker. What more do you want?
The rest of the story?
Yeah, the rest of the story, Vince.
There was a dude, he had a baby, he put it in the locker. The end.
Dude found a baby, punched the hole through the locker, took the baby. Yeah.
But you didn't see everything else. All of the other stuff about baby in the locker.
The dedication to go to jail for 10 years?
15.
15 for the sake of your boss. That's some next level stuff.
I think he was down for 50. He was down to being for 15, but I'm pretty sure he's in there for 18.
Yeah, because he
gets 3 more years for beating up certain people.
I'll do it.
There you go, kids. Pro tip: don't go to jail.
Yeah. You know what? If you take nothing else away from this podcast, take away that piece of advice. Don't go to jail. Don't let the bastards take you alive.
That like, if you want that to encompass, don't do crime in order to get yourself in a position where you can go to jail. Take that advice too, but if you're going to do crime, don't get caught for it because then you will go to jail.
I like it. We started with the good piece of advice, and then we just ran in completely opposite direction. So you're like, don't do crime, and I'm like, don't get caught.
Yes.
But if you were to do crime,
don't let them take you
just
alive.
don't get caught.
Exactly.
Speaking of crime, it's not a great segue, or maybe it is. Vitz,
I don't know.
What are we talking about? What's next?
So today is the day of recording. We had the final Nintendo Switch Direct for at least the Switch One until they decide to do another one that we know of. But yeah, so this is a write-up that we got from the fine folks over at Polygon. Nintendo's new Nintendo Direct comes at a strange time, less than a week before the company is set to lift the veil on the Switch 2 and the next generation Nintendo software. So yeah, this one came out of the blue. We didn't know about it until yesterday.
Can I just say
that
it was really nice to just like learn about the existence of a Nintendo Direct from Nintendo.
Yes.
And not from like
72 different people yapping away.
Some fucking guy who's got a name like
some
fucking guy who's got a name like Assfucker69 like says that there's gonna be a Nintendo Direct, and then like 72 other people are like, it's gonna have Hollow Knight, it's gonna have Halo. I mean, I did see all of those posts, but like not from insiders with their insider knowledge that these games would definitely be there. It was just nice. It was a nice change of pace, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Plus, they weren't looking to see if they were going to have another one because they're all focusing on the one next week. So it's like
that's how the shell game works.
Yeah, 2nd of April is kind of the main one that all eyes are on. So as I said, this one caught us by surprise. It happened, as I say, earlier on today, and this is a write-up in the order that Polygon put it together. So the first title they were discussing was Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So we've got a new trailer and a deeper look into the setting of where Samus is going to be and some of the new abilities she's going to have this time around, including psychic powers.
Oh yeah, I saw the description of them. It's like she can use her powers to open doors. I'm like, open dours? Oh my god, this game is revolutionary.
It's like a Metroid game. Exactly. But yeah, and then we got a dope look at a cool red suit as well at the end. For me, the there's a lot of purple in this game and a lot of purple in the logo treatment here, and like her visor's purple this time around, which doesn't work for me on an aesthetic level, but with the red suit that was shown at the end of the trailer, that really popped off for me. But
I'm looking forward to when this game comes out, and
yes,
it's going to get reviewed bombed by gamer boys who can't find the buttons for the doors because all of the doors look like vaginas.
Yes.
At least the ones in the trailer did. That was the one thing I noticed.
Did. Yeah, they
it's like
for some reason, they're all vagina doors.
It's like, but it was like I saw the two screenshots, and it was like one's like, okay, it's shaped like that, and then like it shows you it open, and there's like a button at the top thing, and I was just
there is like clearest button at the top.
What are you doing here? What's going on here, Nintendo? You got some imagery in this Metroid Prime, and I'm all for it. But I didn't expect this from you guys.
The one disappointing aspect from the trailer wasn't at all the vagina doors. Big fan of those.
No, big fan.
Was the lack of a release date. So we still just have a 2025 window on this in terms of doesn't say late, doesn't say early, doesn't say summer.
I'll say the thing I've been saying all year about Nintendo. It's like until that Switch 2 release date comes out, like they're not going to sell you when any of their games are coming out. It's not.
Mm-hmm. And I will say this was shown running on Switch 1, so it's not like we were seeing any of the stuff shown today was running on new hardware.
Look even better.
That'll be all next week. That'll be all next week, and I'll be surprised if you don't get the release date next week for it. So
launch title, right?
I think so. Yeah. I think it'll be a launch title.
Yeah. The next title on the list from the phone folks at Polygon, Pokemon Legends ZA. So we've got a new look at the game itself. We've got a new trailer showing its day and nighttime battles, and then they went into detail about the ZA Royale, so a tournament ladder where you start at rank Z or Z, depending on where you are in the world, and then you work your way up to A, very much like the Blacklist system, Need for Speed Most Wanted, for those who remember that game. And they spoke about Mega Evolutions, and they reiterated late 2025 for that. Moody, I'm not sure if you've had a chance to look at this as our resident Pokemon expert.
Yes, I did get to have a look at it. It looks pretty much the same as what we saw last time. Mm-hmm. I think,
if anything, the environments looked even rougher. Like on the car models, they had squared wheels on them. It was that bad.
Style. Square wheels.
Apparently, people give Game Freak a pass than other developers, but hey, that's not for me to judge.
I'll be fascinated to see if we get another viewing of it next week when the Switch 2 is properly revealed and everything like that. To see, because all the games obviously that we're seeing right now is all still on the Switch and everything, and I think everyone's kind of interested to see what Pokemon ZA will look like on the Switch 2 and everything. And we'll see what happens if it does get shown next week and everything. We will, I was very surprised that they showed it today. So
yeah, that was a weird one. It's like, did we just do this?
Like, yeah, we just did it.
I'm very skeptical as to how many new bells and whistles a Switch game will be running on Switch 2 will have in terms of.
I don't think it's going to be bells and whistles. I think it's just going to run better. Like it's like playing.
We hope. It's Nintendo after all.
It's like playing an older game on a new PC. It's like it's going to run better. It's because it's like it was designed for PS4 hardware, so now I'm running it on PS5. Like Control, was famously didn't run very well on PS4 and Xbox One. Then when you like play the backwards compatible version of the new consoles, it was like, oh, this is how the game's supposed to work. Like, and I imagine that it would be the same. Hopefully, you hope. Fingers crossed. I mean, I played Violet. I don't think Violet could get fixed by brand new hardware. So like, we'll see what happens. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Time will tell on that one.
My update, having like had some time to like percolate on what we saw from the previous one. The Pokemon Day one, it's like, I don't know. I just don't know if I'm going to vibe with this new combat. That we saw in the previous one. Yeah, like the moving about and the stuff. It's just like, I've had more time to think about like what we saw, and I'm just like,
you can do surprise attacks now somehow. even though you're facing the Pokemon that you're and the trainer you're up against.
Yeah, but you can do that in
surprise
Dungeons
attack
and
them.
Dragons. It's fine. Like you can sneak attack people from directly in front of them. It's like, don't worry.
I think it's going to be a step in the right direction, but I think it's going to be like when you first get your first PC all those years ago. It's like it's okay, but it needs a lot of work type of thing still to do, and I think that's what this is going to be. Like I saw like a part was like a Pokemon avoided an attack by using the dig move, which is also an attacking move as well, which I thought, you know what, that's really awesome actually, that you can use a move to a dodge and everything. So
But wasn't
that's
that a thing in Pokemon Red Blue back in the day?
well, yes, it is. Yes, it was. There's no doubt about that. No, let me finish, please, Jesus. Yes, there's no doubt about it, but this one's because it's in real time. You could see that the other Pokemon was about to attack, and he used Dig to avoid it. This one, on those previous games and everything, in all of them, it's just like you press Dig. If your Pokemon is faster, you'll go into the ground to be able to avoid this. Avoid it. Yeah. This is completely different and everything. I get where you're coming from with that, but no. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool, but it's going to be interesting to see if we see more of it next week to see what it looks like on the Switch 2. I don't think it's going to look any better on Switch 2. I just think it's going to run better. And that's what ultimately I think that's all I care about.
Yeah, like I saw this Digital Foundry post about Atomfall a couple of days ago. Don't worry, I am making a conjoined point here. Where it was like the headline. I didn't watch the video. The headline was something like, "Oh, this game could be a cult classic," but it has like it like feels like a last gen game, and I'm like, motherfucker, who gives a shit? Like, does it run? Yes. Okay, great. Like, as long as it runs well, I don't really give a shit if it looks like a last gen game, and FYI, it does not, and it runs better than Avowed. But it's the same with Pokemon. It's like I don't really give a shit if like it doesn't look amazing. Like, does it run well? Does it play well? Is it fun to play? Then I'm in. Like, that's cool. Those are my criteria for a Pokemon game.
Yeah, like I've stated on multiple occasions, even though I'm boys bashing an old drummer here. Like, I haven't finished Violet or Scarlet because they play terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess even then, like those are my criteria for a Pokemon game. But even those are flexible, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, if I can just digress just for one little thing, there's another article that came out. Nintendo small print suggests some Switch games will get enhanced Switch 2 editions. I'm hoping Scarlet and Violet are one of those two games. I hope that'll be brilliant to hear if that does actually get announced, because I want to go back and play those games. So
I hope for everybody's sake that is the case. Random question: does Nintendo consider Pokemon a second party title?
It technically is. They don't own Game Freak, so yeah, they will. But they are exclusive to Nintendo, so
I get that. I'm wondering if the supposed upgrades, quote unquote, are going to come first, strictly first party titles. Obviously, time will tell, and I hope that is the case, because from what I hear from you two, kind of the story of Scarlet and Violet are some of the best that has ever been put down. Kind of thing. It's just they are inaccessible by the way this game actually runs. So yeah, fingers crossed that is the case.
They have a very strong relationship, Nintendo and Game Freak, and the Pokemon company, should I say. So I would be very surprised. Like, they are, quote unquote, a second company, not an exclusive company to them, the first party, should I say. But they basically will treat them like a first party. That's how that comes across. So, like, again, like what you said, I am hoping that we are going to get a enhanced, quote unquote, enhanced. That means I have to buy the fuckers again. I don't care. I'll say that right now. I will do that. I'm not much of a fucking schmuck. I just want to play the fucking games.
Fair enough. The next title on this finalist is Rhythm Heaven Groove. So this is a new Rhythm Heaven game that we haven't seen in quite a while. The trailer for this was interesting. They actually went back to basics in terms of having a picture-in-picture of someone pressing the button on the Joy-Con to make the character move and jump through hoops and stuff like that. Japanese musician Sunjuku is coming back for this one, and yes, sorry, and it's coming in 2026, which I thought was interesting. But hey, there's the install base is over 150 million units for the Switch.
I was hoping you were going to be like, oh, that's weird. I wonder why they're doing that. So I could just be like, because there's 150 million Switches now in the wild.
Exactly. So it's good to hear that. Yes, the Switch games are still going to be coming out, as in new Switch games are going to be coming out, and then that audience is going to get served because, not everybody's going to be in a place where A, they want to upgrade to a Switch 2, or B, have the means to do so, kind of thing, and it might be because they have to get multiple to suit their family needs and stuff like that. And but yeah, rhythm games are awesome. Like one of my favorite games of all time is Elite Beat Agents, which I played on the DS. And if this is in a similar vein, and it has like very much WarioWare vibes as well, as I flub that line. But yeah, so this looks very interesting, and we'll see how this develops. Brilliant.
I learned from Joe Medforce. It's good to see that some things are coming back as well. The reason he stepped back and there weren't any rhythm heaven games for a while was obviously because of his cancer. So it's good to see that he's coming back for it as well.
Hell yeah, and fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer,
indeed.
Mm-hmm. The next one was a weird one. So Nintendo Switch virtual game cards. Mm-hmm. So, would you like your Nintendo games with a little bit more DRM? Which is essentially what this is. So if you have multiple Switch systems and you don't want the hassle of logging into your multiple systems and then assigning one to be a primary and secondary and all sorts, when it comes to game sharing now, when it comes to the digital titles you purchase through the eShop, you now can have a virtual game cartridge, which you can then share with.
Is it a card? Or
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, it's a card. I don't think it's a cartridge.
Okay, they may have used the parlance cartridge on the video itself, but yeah, virtual game cards, and you can then give this to somebody else, and they get essentially 14 days to play it, and then it gets sent back to you. I imagine it's the case that once you send it out to someone, you can then no longer play it on your personal Switch device, and then after those 2 weeks are up, it'll just come back to you, kind of thing. Now, they talk about this in a mechanic to kind of transfer titles between your Switch and your Switch 2.
This better not be how backwards compatibility works, Nintendo. I'm very upset.
I think we might be in store for some more weird Nintendo decisions. This is going to come as a software update sometime in April. Yeah, details are very much light on the ground here because they started the clip off by explaining what Nintendo cartridges are and have the clip of the going into the Switch, and you could take it out of this one and put it in a different Switch, and trying to have like an analogy that this is going to be the same, but it looks to be more DRM. And they might clamp down on you logging in on multiple Switches to
I'm just going to continue to have my games physical, and that's it, and that's all it is. And if Amy or Vitz wants to share a game, I will post it to them.
Yeah, I think this is more for things like kid. No, that's a physical. Actually, there are a lot of Nintendo, like a digital only Switch game.
Yeah,
but, like just for the memes. Can Shuhei Yoshida and Adam Boys do another video where it's just like, here's how you share games on a PlayStation.
I want someone send them that video. Just send them that video. Say, oh guys, we already sorted this.
Can we get a remaster of that video? I know neither of them work at PlayStation anymore, but I think it would be awesome if they did that.
That's it. The next title on here is actually the last thing that they showed. And
wait, really? This was the last game?
This was the last game, and Shigeru Miyamoto himself came out to mention this one. So Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. So Mii's are back in a big way in the first new Tomodachi Life game in over 10 years. In true Tomodachi Life fashion, the new island adventure involving Mii shenanigans looks appropriately wacky. Coming in 2026, this has all the fun of Mii's, but all the nightmare fuel of Mii's as well. if you have a kink of giganticism, this is there for you too.
Saw the picture going around on, on Bluesky.
It's wild, but finally people have use for their Miis and stuff like that. And if that's your thing in terms of having like this Second Life simulator with Tomodachi as well, then this is going to be for you coming in 2026. This is my kind of first exposure to this franchise. So yeah, my details and my context is very much light on the ground. I'm not sure if you two have much more experience
about it.
So
it was a
it.
handheld thing, right? Like Tomodachi, the previous Tomodachi
maybe
games,
like a 3DS type of thing. Yeah,
I never had any like Nintendo handhelds, so it was one of those things that I missed. That's why I never played a Pokemon until last year.
That's fair enough. Yeah, the Switch was my first
that was
home
the
console.
I couldn't play any of them. Like I could play some of the spin-offs, but I couldn't play any of the main games because they were all on the handhelds. I never owned.
That's fair enough. The next announcement that we're going to talk about today is Nintendo Today. So Nintendo are releasing an app to make Nintendo news even more direct, and Miyamoto did that one as well to emphasize that. So what I think this is they're having an app with a calendar, and they're going to push all their official statements and news through this app. I think they've figured Twitter is full of Nazis and they don't want to be there no more. So we'll just make it ourselves. Where we can have a controlled environment, we can control what the messages are and how they're done. And I don't think this is necessarily going to work. The app is available now to download off the Apple Store or Google Play stores. Because it's all fragmented. If this was one Nintendo app where you were logging in and you had Nintendo Music in there,
online
you had all
music,
your friends. Yes,
like
exactly.
if it was all in one place, like I could see it like being pulled off. Like it is the fact that like because I just looked on the Play Store to see if it was up because it says it's coming out today. It's not there yet, but like so even searching for it, it's like here's Nintendo Online. Here's Nintendo Music. Actually, funnily enough, the first 3 results were for Game Boy emulators. But
yes,
but like it's just like why don't you just have a Nintendo app?
Yes,
for everything that you want to do.
In terms of doing all your social things like friends list and all the rest of it, and sharing friend codes and things like that. But Nintendo going to Nintendo.
And put a store. Put a store in it so I can buy games.
It might be the first steps for them to do it. You know how they are. They take their sweet ass time to do a lot of things, so it's just like baby steps, and it might eventually turn into that and everything. So
you know what Nintendo
when
should
they switched on Bluetooth like 5 years into the Switch.
Yeah. Do you know what Nintendo should do? They should bring back Nintendo Power. If they really want to be like, hey, get all your news. Nintendo Power.
I think this is that's their version of it.
Just call it that. Nintendo Power. Everyone, well, not everyone, but you know what I mean. Like people know what Nintendo Power is.
But yeah, Nintendo Today available on the Apple.
It'll probably be available by the time you're listening to the podcast.
The next announcement, really interesting, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. So this is .emu and Tribute Games. So this is the team behind TMNT Shredder's Revenge. And they are back with a new kind of beat 'em up style, like classic Konami title. And it's X-Men and Captain America and Spider-Man and a bunch of other Marvel characters. And they're going up against Annihilus. Coming out this holiday season, and this game looks amazing from the rep. And T-Loops announced that they are coming back to compose a lot of the music from this, and they're working with a team as well. And be sure to check out this trailer. The vibes are on point when it comes to this game. So that was Marvel Cosmic Invasion. It
was a better reveal trailer than the chairs. I'll give them that.
Yes. Put it that way, 100%. Then the announcement that kicked off the Nintendo Direct, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD2D remake. We got a trailer for here. Not a lot of whole new information about this. We did see a new female character rock up at the end of this trailer, and still just 2025 release window for this. But it looked beautiful in that Square Enix HD2D style, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of Dragon Quest fans looking to dip into this because Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D was very well received. Yeah.
If you like 2D HD games, you should play Octopath Traveler and Octopath Traveler 2.
Saga Frontier 2 Remastered. Shadow dropped, essentially.
I know.
Available now on Nintendo Switch.
That meme, that meme of Limmy where he's like, that was me looking at my phone after my nap, because I had a nap. and like the first thing I saw was the Saga Frontier 2 Remastered. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I've got the first one on PlayStation. I still need to play it. I've always been interested in playing that game. And then it being like, oh, and you can get it now, and being like, what? Damn, I really need to catch up on this stuff.
Exactly. With HD watercolor visuals, new events, and updated gameplay. So, good stuff there. Then, bit of a strange one, but it's the next title in the Somnium Files. So No Sleep for Kaname Date from the Somnium Files. The latest entry coming Nintendo Switch on July 25th. This game looks bonkers as heck. But I know that this is a niche, and there's a lot of people who are interested in that. From a first blush of someone who's unfamiliar with the franchise and unfamiliar with these games, as I say, it looks bonkers, but I'm sure there is method to their madness. Raidu Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army is next up. It's originally released in 2006 on the PS2. Shin Megami Tensei.
Under its original title, Devil Summoner Raidu Kazunoa versus the Soulless Army.
Yes, that's right. So this is an Atlas game. You play as a Devil Summoner, and essentially it's more Shin Megami Tensei Persona vibes coming from an Atlas RPG, and
it's like Persona's a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei. So this isn't it was the Devil Summoner series.
So July 19th for this. So yeah. And then a huge surprise for me, Patapon and Patapon 2 being published by Bandai Namco, and also in association with Sony Computer Entertainment, I shall say. And PSP Rhythm Games Patapon 2 come to Switch as a bundle July 11th. They've got new options to be able to set difficulty and have changes to the overlay which weren't available in the remastered version of these games, to kind of always have the commands at the bottom of the screen, so you know what you're going to press in order to make your patters pat or pon, and variations in between. Exactly. I think it's really interesting that these games are coming to Switch, and as PlayStation are bringing these to Steam as well, they are critically not coming to Xbox. So I think it's very weird that they're being petty about this, to say,
I don't think it's Xbox, petty. You can say, like, if you think about it, Patapon was a PSP game, right? So they're probably targeting the Switch, because obviously it's a handheld with 150 million units out in the wild. And then on Steam, you've got the Steam Deck, and I think it's the perfect sort of game for those two platforms. Whereas with Xbox, it's like, yeah, sure, if you could get it on the cloud and stuff, but you'd have to go into Game Pass, and they don't want to put it in Game Pass. And also, like, how many? There's only 5 Xboxes out in the wild, like. 6.
This is true. All of them are traded in.
Yeah.
These
they're all them last year were.
Hell yeah, they were.
I think there's no doubt that might change with obviously the rumored handheld that might have happened for Xbox at the end of this year. But who knows? We'll see what happens. It's clearly aimed at the handheld part. There's no doubt.
Yeah, you're right in what you're saying, and it ultimately depends on how this handheld, like theoretical handheld, kind of works, if it's playing games natively or if it is just your Game Pass and games on demand, and like playing games over the cloud, that kind of thing as well. So there is that. But yeah, really nice to see this game. The next one, Disney Villains Cursed Cafe. So this seems to be another cafe simulator game in the same vein to Pokemon Cafe, but it's Disney Villains, because Disney got to make that money too. But yeah, if you want to get down with Ursula and Gaston and a few of their friends, then knock yourselves out, dear listener. Story Seasons Grand Bazaar is another cozy farming RPG series coming to the Switch on August the 27th. Grand Bazaar is a new version of the Nintendo DS game, which is known as Harvest Moon DS Grand Bazaar Story of Seasons. Grand Bazaar promises updated visuals, new character, an expanded story, and voiced event scenes. So it looks to
the
be
name
kind
from
of
Harvest Moon.
yes, because it was too damn recognizable.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
Yeah.
why did they change the name? Due to Natsumi Inc. keeping the rights to the Harvest Moon name when Marvelous decided to have their own American division. Oh, okay. So like the name Harvest Moon is with a different company.
Yes.
That's why.
That'd be why.
All right.
And then one of the entries from the secret level Amazon series was this weird Pac-Man / horror game. And it was revealed at the Game Awards as a trailer, and we know it as Shadow Labyrinth. So we got a trailer based on that. So it didn't look great, but I'm sure there's an audience for that. I hope.
Is there? Edgy Pac-Man? Is there an audience for Edgy Pac-Man? Especially when you didn't even bother putting Pac-Man in the title?
Okay, July 18th, we'll find out when there's zero sales, and hopefully there won't be any layoffs at that.
Well, like, if you've got Pac-Man in the game, put Pac-Man in the title. This is
like Pac-Man Shadow Labyrinth.
Did Bandai Namco lose the rights to Pac-Man name? Like, what the fuck is going on? Shadow Labyrinth is the most, like, generic name for a video game ever.
Yeah. But yeah, July 18th for that thing. Witchbrook is the next one. So this game looks really, really cool.
It's alive!
Excellent. Controversies Witchbrook will send players to a seaside community of Mossport, which coincidentally is a fantastic racetrack over up in Canada as well, where they'll master spells at Witchbrook College, craft goods, grow your witch business, participate in seasonal events, and customize your charming cartridge and garden to suit your style. Coming this holiday season, and I highly recommend you go and check out the trailer for this because it looks amazing.
So what's wild about this is I remember talking to my friend who used to work at Chucklefish about this game after it had been announced 8 years ago. So it's like when I saw this pop up, I was like it's like the thing, isn't it? It's a name I haven't heard for a long time.
Exactly.
I thought it was cancelled, so I'm really happy that it's not been cancelled.
Yeah. Looks really good. As I say, I highly recommend check that one out. The Eternal Life of Goldman. Not a lot to say about this. The description reads, the write-up reads, explore an archipelago with your trusty cane in this gorgeously animated Metroid-like. The Eternal Life of Goldman is out on Switch this holiday season.
Interesting.
Not sure if that spoke to any of you.
I'm curious as to why Nintendo are avoiding the term Metroidvania.
Maybe Konami's like, no.
Nintendo's just like, well, we own Metroid, so why would we mention a different company's game?
But speaking of said company, Konami's latest retro game collection is Gradius. These are the shoot 'em ups Gradius, Salamander, Life Force, Gradius 2, Gradius 3, and Salamander 2, including with multiple international versions of each. There's also an all-new Gradius series game, Salamander 3 Gradius Origins, arriving on August 7th. For all classic shoot 'em up fans, Gradius is coming to you. Then a brilliant announcement: Rift of the Necrodancer, multi-genre rhythm game, is out on Switch today. Yes. So for those who aren't aware, this is a rhythm action game where essentially you're fighting people, but you're fighting it to the cadence of a beat, and you'll have like a track in a Guitar Hero style, and the enemies will be on the runway, as it were, and you have to hit the notes at the right times in order to inflict damage, and so forth.
Fuck, I really need this game.
Yeah. Then after that, we have Tamagotchi Plaza, although in the Nintendo Direct, they were pronouncing it Tamagotchi, which is a thing. And maybe if Kamala Harris was like Tamagotchi to the polls, maybe they would have won. But we'll see. But
the game came out too late.
Exactly. The next entry in the Tamagotchi Connection Corner Shop Simulator series, it's a poorly worded sentence, boasts more than 100 Tamagotchi to play with, coming to Switch on June 27th.
The next entry in the Tamagotchi Connection Corner Shop Simulator series.
That's what it says.
Sorry.
Yeah. Moving swiftly on from all things Tamagotchi, Monument Valley.
Tamagotchi.
Sorry, I stand corrected. Yeah. So Monument Valley's 1 and 2 coming to Switch on April 15th. Obviously, this game has been huge on mobile platforms and on Steam beforehand, and now
Netflix.
we're finally going to get to. That's true. And coming to Switch on April 15th, and then Monument Valley 3 is coming to Switch this summer. So we get to get a firm date on that.
Get to the biggest announcement of the day.
Yes.
The next one.
Here we go with Everybody's Golf Hot Shots in the vein where we have Yakuza Like a Dragon. And now we have
And Resident
Everybody's
Evil
Golf
Biohazard.
Hot Shots.
Let's
And
go!
Resident Evil Biohazard. Hopefully one day we'll get Mega Man Rockman to kind of round all these things off. An all-new entry in the Everybody's Golf series, which you may associate more with PlayStation, is coming to Switch in 2025.
We won.
Everybody's Golf Hot Shots promises a unique variety of characters and courses, and even a little weirdness.
We won Twitch chat. We got a brand new Everybody's Golf. It's because I streamed it last year. That's what I'm putting it down to, the fact that the reason we're getting a new Everybody's Golf is because I streamed it last year while we were doing our 13-hour charity stream, and I said to you, Vitz, I said, can they just release a new one? I remember saying it. Specifically said, I need a new Everybody's Golf. This one is great, and I love playing it on my PS5, but it's time for a new Everybody's Golf. What happens? Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. Brand new game. Let's fucking go. Yeah. I'm so happy.
For those who are wondering why I'm making such a big deal about the name, so
it's called Hot Shots in Japan.
Absolutely. Yeah. This game is called Hot Shots in Japanese markets, and everywhere else is Everybody's Golf. So this is a merging of this.
This Nintendo Direct hit a lot. Weirdly hit a lot of my like niche interest buttons, like all at once. Like, but like the fact that they did an Everybody's Golf, I'm just like, let's fucking go. Best showcase of the year. I don't even care what happens next week, next Wednesday for the Switch 2. Fuck that shit. That's not going to have Everybody's Golf.
But so this
game of the year, right here.
I don't believe it's been developed by Clap Hands. I believe this is another PlayStation Bandai Namco publishing joint, but I believe it's a team that did Everybody's Golf VR who put this together. And then there are a few other ones that we're going to rattle off here. So Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, comes to Nintendo Switch May 21st. King of Meat, which is an unfortunate title, will be released on Nintendo Switch this year. High on Life, forget about that. I'm not worried about that or the people involved in that, but May 6th for that. Lose Lagoon will be released as a system exclusive on Nintendo Switch this summer. Star Overdrive launches a timed system exclusive on Nintendo Switch on April 10th, and The Wandering Village arrives on Nintendo Switch July 17th. And that, friends, is today's Nintendo Direct. Possibly the last one that we'll get.
And you know what? They ended on a strong note.
There you go. It wasn't a complete dud, everybody. And we've had duds in the past from Nintendo. When Miyamoto-san came up at the end, I thought, okay, is it theme park news? Is it Super Mario Brothers 2 movie? That kind of thing. But no, it was app and then Tamagotchi Life.
You were in the right train of thought, because I imagine a lot of people saw Miyamoto come out and be like, it's going to be the new Mario game. He's going to talk about Mario Kart. But you were actually on the right track of being like, this is going to be super disappointing. Whatever it is, it's going to be like, it's going to be like like a letdown. It's going to be such an anticlimax.
and Chris Pratt be voicing Mario. Yeah.
If there's any movie thing, it'll be next week. That's where most of the eyes are going to be on. So
100%.
They're going to have more eyes on next week than they did today. So,
But yeah, that's it, friends.
That's it. Well done, Nintendo. Well done. Weird that they did one week before. Yeah, weird that they didn't one before the Switch 2 reveal and everything. But
I imagine they didn't want Everybody's Golf to overshadow the Switch 2 announcement.
Well, this is it. They have obviously relationships and expectations with third-party developers as well, and they often do directs which are purely based around those. And you don't necessarily want to put anybody as a second fiddle to if you were.
Wonder if it's because there's not going to be that much game stuff next week.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be 20 minutes on. This is the C button. This is what it
yeah,
does.
This is the mouse functionality. Like this is this. Remember, because if you remember the original Switch reveal, it was like the thing with the ice cubes and the glass and stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't
HD
really
Rumble.
you didn't really see that much like game stuff. At the original Nintendo Switch reveal, like they talked about like
a couple
games
of seconds of 1-2 switch.
yeah, like title cards and like here's what's coming at what time.
Yeah.
But there wasn't like here's a bunch of banger trailers. So I think that's why they've done this, where it's just like here's a bunch of trailers. The Nintendo they'll do the Nintendo Switch 2 thing next week, and then they'll probably do like a game focused direct this summer.
Yeah, 100%. Which will be closer to launch, I imagine, because I'm guessing.
Rumors are saying June.
I was going to say, I think June, July is probably a good time to launch the Switch 2.
Fair enough. We will see.
I don't think they'll leave it too late.
Get it out at the perfect time, really. Everyone's going to be outside if it's really warm and everything. So
they'll be at all their basketball parties and their rooftop parties. all those other places I was told I was going to be playing my Switch.
Taking their dogs out not to be walked at all while they...
yeah. While they just run around the park and you're just like playing Zelda.
Your dog just let loose.
Well, our dog's going to be free this summer.
Can you imagine if they bring back Nintendogs?
I'm just glad everybody's golf is coming to Switch 1, so I don't have to buy Switch 2. Because I would have I would have flipped from, I might get it, like, I'll get it at some point for sure, to everybody's golf.
I'm getting my shit.
Like, yes, exactly. I'm queuing up. I'm going to go going in for the pre-orders. Like,
for me, it's like they've maybe fixed Violet and Scarlet. Amy's like, no, but everyone's golf.
Everybody's golf. I fucking love everybody's golf.
Not this new Mario Kart potentially or new mainline Mario. It's everybody's golf. Love it.
I've said multiple times on the podcast this year, you shouldn't ever market anything for me or make anything for me specifically. But if you do, I'm gonna be all about that shit. Like I'll purchase a £400 console just to play this game. I'll do it. Don't test me.
Very, very good. Very good. Excuse me.
Speaking of games,
yeah, Moody, what we got?
Games. The only piece of news that I thought was a little bit interesting, anything like that. F1 25 reveal has finally happened. Let's see, I've got the thing up here. A new chapter awaits for EA Sports F1 2025. Takes center stage in the F1 releasing worldwide in May 30th on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, doing away with last-gen consoles altogether. As Formula 1 celebrates its 75th anniversary, reflects on the world. F1 25 reflects the real-world sport's biggest drive and lineup changes in years. Obviously, the super duper edition, the iconic edition, is with the cover is with Lewis Hamilton. I won't lie, it looks really slick. I won't lie, nice and clean for it and everything like that. They're bringing back Drive to Survive. Not Drive to Survive. That's a completely different thing.
Breaking Point, right? Breaking
Point. Thank you. It's the third season of Breaking Point. I think it's not been in it for the last 2 games or something like that. It hasn't been anything really spectacular. I won't lie. It's been very hit and miss for a lot of people, but taking the spotlight to experience in the story mode Breakpoint with Connor Sports, I think it's called, taking the fight to the biggest names on the grid. This time you're going to be fighting for the titles and everything, apparently, with familiar faces of Kaylee Meyer, should I say, Adrian Jackson, and of course Devon Butler make their return. However, with a dynamic event threatening to derail their title inspirations, you will have what it takes to steer the team to championship glory. They're bringing up Breaking Point back. You're also apparently you are going to be able to do reverse just on drive. Reverse tracks on certain tracks and everything.
Yeah, I have to stop you here. So if one of your main features is reverse tracks, something that every other racing game does, and you're making a big song about and dance about this. Never mind bringing back classic tracks. Never mind bringing back classic cars, which the fan base has been going for years and years and years. You're having Alex Drake's lead commentator on F1 TV, amazing commentator, much preferred on my mind to David Croft, who we have here in the UK. So he's talking over Hamilton driving the Ferrari, and he said, "Oh, and he's going into the pits, and then he's leaving the other way." That can't be your biggest feature, EA and Codemasters, that you can now do reverse tracks. Because I'm telling you, never once have I wanted to drive F1 in tracks in reverse, even Monaco, just so we can live out that scene from Iron Man 2 where Happy drives the Rolls Royce the wrong way around the track, even though it would be faster for him to get to just past to back if he just followed the flow of traffic. But hey, that's just me.
Interesting. Yeah, I have not really much to say. Like I say, I was struggling to find a story and everything like that. Yeah, all I know is that the F1 like content creators and everything like that and EA Sports people have not enjoyed the last two games, or especially the last one and everything. It's been very buggy. Online's been a bit of a mess for them and everything. So that I think a lot of them are hoping that because they are not focusing on last generation consoles, that they're going to focus on getting the bugs fixed, getting the tracks back to how they went to be and everything, and just making the gameplay a lot more cleaner and smoother for a lot of people and everything. I don't really know, and like I haven't played one of these games for the last couple of years either or anything like that. But we'll see and everything. It's like this year's a massive year for F1 in terms when it comes to marketing and everything. Obviously, they've got the F1 season, which just kicked off and everything. They've obviously got the F1 movie coming out, and this comes out before the F1 movie, which is very smart marketing. Obviously, do that and then obviously lean straight into the movie and whatnot. It's going to be a very interesting year for its 75th anniversary in F1 and everything. But I don't really know. Like the breaking points things just have never worked because like they sold Adrian Jackson off as the next prodigy and everything like that, but he was just like getting held back by the bully Devin Butler. And
I remember that
when he comes back in this, yeah, I think so, yeah. And then they brought him back for the second season of that, quote unquote. And he's just Devin fucking Butler. He's an unlikable twat. And he just like, what, you want us to cheer for him, and yet in season 2 you making us boo the fucking guy. And it's just, I don't know. It was just, the writing for it has been personally atrocious. And the characters have been completely unlikable. Go on, Amy.
Can I read you the F1 part of the F1 press release, like from the website Formula1.com? About this, because I'm struggling to wrap my brain around the value proposition here of those who pre-order the F1 25 Iconic Edition. That's I'm guessing the deluxe edition, the Iconic Edition.
Yeah, super fancy one.
Can experience post-launch gameplay chapters inspired by the film, featuring the Apex GP team, which I'm guessing is from the F1 film that you were talking about.
Yeah, Apex GP are going to be in there.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, whatever. You can get some chapters with the film, like the tie-in. That's pretty cool. F1 25 Iconic Edition players will also receive additional content, including 2025 season liveries, or however you pronounce it, for use in F1 24. And up to 3 days early access.
Wow.
Yeah, if you pre-order it, you get skins or whatever.
You get skins
for the 24 game
for the old game
already.
Yeah.
And yeah.
They're really like. Do you remember when like deluxe editions used to be like pretty good? Like, you know, like you could get some pretty good ones.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a long time. Like, what the fuck?
No
is
game
that?
does it good. No game does it good. No one does it good anymore. They're just making it as a reason just to charge you even more and everything. Apparently, the base game is, at least on Steam, what I saw, it's going to be £50 and everything. Yeah. I don't know about PlayStation and obviously Xbox Series X and S and everything. Knowing them, they'll probably be 60 quid.
Really need to fucking step this shit up, man. Like, they even took out the season pass. You remember when you used to buy like a digital deluxe edition of a game, and it used to at least have like the season pass in it, so you would get all the planned DLC or whatever.
All the DLC, yeah.
Yeah. Like, and they don't even do that anymore.
Yeah, because I think they've done that because
skins for a different game.
Well, I think that is a sorry, moved to cut across you.
No,
I
it's
think
fine,
that
it's fine. Go on.
that is a result of them not getting the game out in time for the season to kick off. So for people who are already following the F1 season, we are 2 Grand Prix in, and this game doesn't come out until May. Did you say, Moody?
Yes, sir. May 30th.
Yeah, so there'll be a number of Grand Prix into the season by that point, kind of things, and people hypothetically are still playing F1 24. So if you pre-order the game, then you can just use the new liveries on like to do some of the current races. So that is kind of their get out of jail free card on that one.
Can you edit the drivers?
Probably
I don't
not.
think so.
Well, then you got the new.
There'll be a
cars with
mod,
the
I
old
guess, for the
drivers.
PC.
Yes.
I guess there'll be a mod for the PC and everything, but but they never get the game out for the release of the launch of the start of the season and everything like that.
It's always something that change, right? But this is my this
not
is
for
my
me
issue.
personally.
I mean, you just spoke about the hype of the season and how important this year is for Formula One, celebrating the 75th anniversary. They've got a movie coming out and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
From a branding point of view, I think it'd be ideal to have the video game happen at the same time as the season was kicking off, kind of thing. But that's just me. But then I don't believe like Codemasters know how to do a Formula One game. Their license runs out next year. It will probably be renewed with them and EA kind of thing, their exclusive agreement. But this whole thing doesn't necessarily impress me. But I know that in order for them to impress me, they have to do something Herculean in terms of the effort they're putting into this game. And I'm not saying that game development is easy or anything like that. It's just they're fighting a losing battle when it comes to me. So apologies if I'm coming across negative.
I think it's just the wall. No. I think it's just the wall you run into when you commit to the yearly. Like there has to be a new game every
how do you iterate
year.
every year?
Like, well, how do you iterate on a game, especially now with how games like look? It's like we've heard and talked a lot about that, and like I imagine for sports games as well, like yearly sports games, that's got to be like a compounded problem. Where it's like we have to get the new one out every May or whatever it is.
Every 9 months you've got to develop it. Yeah, that's it.
It's there's no doubt about the yearly release. I think hurts anybody who tries to do it, especially EA games and everything like that. But Codemasters, I thought they were doing really, really well from 2015 onwards. Because I heard the 2014 game was an absolutely abysmal garbage game and everything. Then 2015 came out, and that's when I caught on with all of some of the content creators that have been playing it and everything, and they were like, this is 10 times better than what it was with the last game and everything. So I bought it and I was loving it. I had a great time. Then the next one came out, I really enjoyed it. The next one came out and they brought in some more iterations in it. Yes, it's the same iteration that normally comes into any other games. It's like, we're added kind of RPG mechanics to it, because where you can upgrade your engine into certain different ways, and with your chassis, downforce and speed and everything, etc. Which I thought was a really good mechanic and everything. Didn't make me go yay when they announced Breaking Point and everything. I was just like, okay, they basically literally are just doing what Madden did, and Madden for me literally only had one successful time, and that was long shots. The first long shot 2 wasn't good. But it's for Codemasters, it's been, I think we all said it when it was announced and everything, it's been it has been doing nothing but going downhill since they were purchased by EA. And EA, I think they've just slapped them even more and made it even harder for them to be able to get things and do things and everything. When it comes to the season pass, what you're saying, Amy, I think EA have probably cut that out because of the backlash they got with Apex a couple of months ago or last year or whatnot. I might be wrong, but maybe it's that and everything. And maybe they also just no one's buying it, so it's no point of putting it out there type of thing for the F1 games. Yeah, no, they don't.
Yeah, what could you do kind of thing in terms of, can you have new helmet liveries for drivers, as they do every Grand Prix? They tend to come out with a new lid design, that kind of thing. That you can't really do that in the game, especially with these games. The whole point is you play in them in the first person perspective, so you don't see your lid as you're playing the game, kind of thing. Obviously, there's different camera views you can do, kind of thing. But yeah, to your point, this kind of like, what can they do, especially when the content that people are crying out for, they're electing not to do. And it's not like they've never done classic cars in the past, because they have. They're just choosing not to do it because of licensing reasons and costs and what have you. So
time as well.
Yeah.
Time as well, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt that they pose, with them not doing last-gen consoles, that will help them focus a lot more on, obviously, just the one real version of the game and everything, because the Xbox and PS5 are so very similar, even though I stand by that the PS5 is the easier console to develop on and everything because of Xbox's bloody Series SX fucking situation. I'll stand by that all the time. And it just, it's an interesting situation. There's no doubt. I'll be very interested. I will base my opinion of like buying it, or not, at least giving it a try, of what the people who I watch play it. They come out and saying this is 10 times better than what the last one was, then I'll probably give it a try and everything. I do enjoy it. I enjoy Formula One, even though it's like,
you're gonna play a non-Yakuza again?
I'll see how I feel.
That's the most shocking thing about this entire topic.
Moody's first 2025 game, F1 25.
I was laughing about the thing you just said, the PS5. The PS5 is the easier console to develop for. I just am like flashing back to the PS3 days and just like, well, how the turntables.
Exactly.
It's just because it's one SKU for them. That's all. It's simple. Yeah,
I get that.
Xbox are like, no, you have to make them play on both of them, and they have to be able to do everything what the X can do on the S. Sounds like, no, go away, fuck off.
PlayStation are in such a strong position. I expect when they reveal the PS6, they're like, guys, we've got a great idea. Sell 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Cell processor 2. We're back, baby.
It was interesting that they didn't seem to clarify in at least the press release that typically they include Formula 2, which is the junior category, to Formula 1. And what they've done in previous games is not necessarily include the current season. So with F1 75 or F1 25 kind of thing, it'll be the 2025 F1 cars, but they'll include last year's Formula 2 roster, which will be interesting because some of those kids are racing in Formula 1 this year. So it'll be interesting to see if they do the same things again, or whether they'll actually fork over the licensing fee to get the likeness of all those kids in F2. But yeah.
I guess it ultimately comes down to, I don't think they would have focused on that much. I think it's all about getting F1 working better than the F2. I don't think the numbers are that high for playing it. I think it's just a good little gimmick to have in there. And they're more prioritizing getting the F1 tracks and cars working to a higher standard than what they've been, apparently. So
I get that, but if it's just a palette swap of you're getting the 2025 lineup of F2 drivers and teams in the game, regardless of how the F2 cards handle and anything like that.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about the actual roster in the same way that you, say in Football Manager, you wouldn't necessarily have last year's League One teams with this year's Premier League teams in case teams have gone up and down.
I understand what you're saying. What's up, Amy?
I read the fine print for the pre-ordering the Iconic edition. And I have several more questions now. So if you live in the USA, you get a 1-month subscription to F1 TV Pro. The 2025 season liveries for use in F1 24 time trial mode.
Oh wow!
And there's the stars, and I followed the stars to the bottom of the thing, and it says requires F1 24 sold separately on same platform generation as F1 25 and all game updates.
Yeah, it's not a great special
It's
edition.
worse than I thought it was.
Yeah. It's shit. It's just a reason to get it priced up even more. To answer the question, Vitz, I honestly don't know. I guess ultimately, how much did they pay out Lewis Hamilton to get on the cover? I guess at the end of the day, and how much
This
they
is
have left.
true, but in a game which is supposed to be a simulation of the sport, simulate the aspects of the sport. That's what I'm asking for.
For me, I don't think they should have put F2 in it. For me, because they should have just kept it as an F1 game for me personally. But that's just me.
That could have been the DLC.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. That
It could have been.
it's not a bad idea. That.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Or just a different game, F2, like college football.
Available on Game Pass now.
What?
College Football 25.
I guess it's an EA game, isn't it? EA Play.
Microsoft wasting more money.
No, it'll be an EA Play now. It's because you get EA Play with.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, my bad.
Let's do a quick little OpenCwitic. Critic?
Critic, OpenCwitic.
What's happening? Hold on, let me try that again. It's time for OpenCwitic Head-To-Head. This is the game we play every week where we try to guess the OpenCwitic average of upcoming. I've lost it. I've lost the touch. The F1 25 iconic edition has destroyed all of my brain cells. We guess OpenCwitic averages. Whoever guesses closest to the score gets a point. If you manage to guess the score correctly, you get 2 points. I've got my hair tangled in my glasses now. Last week we tried to guess the OpenCwitic average of 3 upcoming games. One of them was Rosewater. It doesn't have enough reviews for a review score on OpenCwitic at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Another one, Atomfall. Played a few hours of this before we started recording. Very good game. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I guessed it would get an 82. Moody, you guessed it would get an 84. Vitz, you guessed it would get an 80 at the time of recording. Atomfall has an OpenCwitic average of 75, which means Vitz gets a point.
Yay.
It's Dead Island 2 all over again. That's the game. It was the same score as well. It was 75, and I'm rocking out the podcast being like, no, but it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Maybe I should just filter all of OpenCwitic's scores to 75 and just play all of those games. Might be an interesting experiment. We also guessed the OpenCwitic average for the first Berserker Kazan. I guessed it would get an 86. Moody, you guessed it would get 75. Vitz, you guessed it would get an 82, which mean, blah, blah, blah. At the time of recording, the game has an OpenCwitic average of 80. I need to get the fuck out of here. Something's gone wrong. Which means Vitz gets a point and puts the scores. This is a monumental moment. I hope everybody's ready. At Amy 4, Moody 10, Vitz 11. For the first time since January 2024, we have a new leader of OpenCwitic Head-To-Head.
Into the championship lead.
Max Verstappen has been defeated.
Exactly.
Whoa.
I said what I said.
Lewis Hamilton, please.
I said what I said.
Hamilton, please. No, I do not accept that. Do not accept that fucking at all.
Well, you know what?
Jesus.
We can argue more about it next week. This week, we're going to guess the OpenCwitic average of 2 more upcoming games. The first one, Detective Dotson, which I believe is a previous indie game of the week.
Sure is. And the action is on media listener to go first. So this game set in India, so therefore I have to ratchet up the score. This is getting an 88.
The story-driven adventure game. Is this the musical one?
No, this is the musical one. This is
the reluctant detective who wants to be a Bollywood star.
Yes.
Yes.
The musical one is Akiam you're thinking of.
Are they both musicals?
Oh yeah, I mean there's musical elements in both, but one the battle system is a dance off rather than detective.
Is that in Akia? Is the battle system in this one? It's not a dance off.
No.
All right, cool.
This a character wants to become a Bollywood star and perform in many musical numbers.
Because if this had been that one, I would have gone higher than you.
Yes.
I might still. No, I'm not. 85.
Nice.
Hey, I'm going high. I'm going high all season.
Mm-hmm.
And if I lose spectacularly, that's not my fault. That's the game critics' fault.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's their problem.
79.
They don't like games enough, clearly. And 79 for Moody. And lastly, we're going to guess the OpenCwitic average of South of Midnight. We're doing this one a little bit early because of its release date.
Yeah, I think the game looks really good. Paris Lily is going to give this a 90. I think in general, it's going to be
OpenCwitic, though.
Yes, I think it's going to come in at 82.
Well, I think because of the Xbox conspiracy.
69.
100. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
Not-
190.
180. That's not how the OpenCwitic average system works. I don't care.
Put the numbers in.
I've already typed it. 84. 84.
79.
79 twice, back to back.
Almost nice.
I think Microsoft just does fast food games now. Come out, they're decent meal. They throw out a decent meal, and then it's never talked about.
Do you want fries with your third-person narrative action game?
That'd be a heck of a special edition. You get fries delivered with.
I might buy that one.
Exactly. Yeah.
If special editions started coming with food, now we're talking.
We will feed you for the entire week you play this game.
All right, Moody, for the final time for an indeterminate number of weeks. I can't believe you rewrote this right before you take a holiday. Shine.
I told you I can do you a video.
Shine.
Hello, everybody. Be proud you made it. Another day is behind you. Another week has passed. But do you want to know what else you have? A future that's all yours to decide. Let it fly your heated fury because it's time to party. We're all welcome each other from far and wide. We'll be helping each other all out all the way. Go live your best life. It all starts from level 1. Now go and high five that sky and live long and prosper. The journey is yours and it starts now.
Engage.
See you, everybody.
See you, everybody. Maybe.
Which Star Trek was that? Unknown Journey.
What?
Sorry?
Was it Star Trek: The Unknown Journey?
No.
Okay.
What was the Unknown Journey? What? I'm confused.
That was Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It might be.
Okay.
The Unknown Journey begins.
The undiscovered.
Bye,
country.
everybody.